Hi everyone, so now I'm going to go on to the centre caps. So there's about 100 or so here, I think, and just before I pressed record, I realised that there's a set of 4 really nice condition, almost pristine, Chrysler, was it Voyager? The minivans, centre caps. They're about this sort of size, and they're really difficult to remove. But they must have been the set I left because I haven't seen them in any of this. So that's a real shame though, because apparently they're good sellers, surprisingly. But anyway, so I'm going to start off with the small centre caps and then sort of work my way up to the bigger ones. I'm going to start off with the badges. There's just a couple of badges here. That was from a centre cap that broke. A ring there from a centre cap that broke. That from a centre cap that broke as well. Lorry bolt that I found on the floor. And this one, which, I don't know why I took this. It's going to go straight in the bin, but there we are anyway. So they're just the useless parts, but this ring will be useful for someone. Sorry, for me at some point, I meant. So there we are. So I'm going to start off with the Nissan ones. Now, there were quite a few more Nissans. I'd have about 2 or 3 times this amount. It's just a lot of them were really hard to remove. I didn't want to scuff them or scratch them. There was a set of 4 of these, but I forgot to take the other 2 because something else caught my eye. These are, it's a shame because these are about £8 each, which is surprising, but I've never had any problem selling these Nissan centre caps. They seem to sell really well for me. Like, I'm talking like a few days and they're gone. So this one's a slightly grey one from a grey wheel that had been resprayed. So there we are. Because I don't think there's light grey wheels from Nissans like that, but these are all from Nissan Qashqais and Dukes, except for these 2 bigger ones. These were from something else, but I'm going to have to Google these ones. The camera's not really the best quality. Oh yeah, hold on. Maybe the lens is a bit smudged. Yeah, it's not really the best quality, but yeah, I mean it's good enough. But no, these ones are off Nissan Qashqai or Nissan Duke. I always look up the part numbers and make sure I know exactly what wheels they fit and what vehicles and what years before listing them. So yeah, there we go. Then there's these ones, and there were so many minis, and there was a really, really nice, like, really nice light blue one. What B to go? I can watch this all day. Anyway, so I'd have about probably 20 odd of these, 25 of these, but they were hard to remove. I actually think I tried to take 2 of them, and I ended up scratching through the middle because they were really difficult to take off. I've got 5 of these. They're genuine, so what I'll be doing is I'll be listing them because these will get a few quid, believe it or not. Even though brand new China sets are like £8 new, I'll list these as a set of 5 for like a few quid, see how they go, because they are genuine after all. Then there's these ones. Now, these were off a really weird car. I'm not sure if it was like a Range Rover Sport or something like that, but it was this weird 2-door off-roading looking vehicle. It was a 2-door. It had like a sloped rear end with like silver chrome like bars on the backs of them. Looks really weird, but if anyone knows what that is, then let me know because I've never really seen one before. It looked custom. Anyway, so these are genuine. These are extremely easy to remove. I think I took 6 of these, but I don't know where the other ones have gone. There was a bag that broke, and a bunch of centre caps fell out, and I didn't realise until I got home, so maybe they fell out somewhere, I don't know. Then there are... This camera's blurry. Then there's these 2, and these are off, I think, 5-spoke or 6-spoke Toyota Avensis wheels, and these were quite difficult to remove. I've looked up though, they're worth about £8 each, 6 to 8 quid each, believe it or not. I don't know why they're worth so much, but the thing is you can get brand new sets for like £6 from China, but they are genuine, so I guess worth more. Then there's these ones. Now, I think that metal ring here was from one of these Volkswagen caps. But these are all genuine because they are... China sellers will be different ones. That one's broke. The backs of China sellers will be different. That one's different though, but I think that's genuine. Not worth selling any of them though, so I think I'll just be keeping the rings off them and then throwing the rest because they're completely useless. There we are. camera is awful. Then there's a bunch of BMW caps, and I'd have about 40. Honestly, I'd have about 40 or 50 of these if I went around taking them off all the vehicles and all the wheels that I could. I'd have a huge pile of them, but I took these ones because I was running out of time. I didn't really want to take a bunch of centre caps that were completely worthless, but there we are anyway. Extremely easy to remove, as always, I guess, because they're useless. BMW, Volkswagen, and other caps as well like that are useless, and they just fall off all the time. Then there's this one. Now this one's off, I think, a Ford Ranger. This was off a random alloy wheel. But I know exactly what alloy wheel it's from, it's just I need to find out what vehicle. And I remember seeing these ones up for sale, and the one from a dealer is about 60 quid, which is stupid money, but I think it was from the United States, like free posted or something, which I guess makes sense, but there we are anyway. That was a really hard one to remove, so there we are. I'll see how it cleans up with chrome cleaner and all that, and then see if I can list it for a few quid. Then there's these ones, and these ones are extremely easy to remove. All I had to do is kind of tap it from the back and it fell off. So there we are. I'd have a few sets of these if it wasn't for the fact that the design of the wheel meant the centre cap's seated deeper in the wheel, and I couldn't get the leverage with the screwdriver. So these are off wheels that are already removed. And there's this one, which is a Mitsubishi. Oh, I can't remember what they're called now. My neighbour's missing one, so I guess this would come in handy, but I don't know. I'd rather keep it though. Apparently, it's supposed to have a metal ring on the back, and it can't be installed without a metal ring, so I guess this one's useless and you can't sell it, but there we are. Then there's a set of 4 of these. Now this was off some sort of like Plymouth, or not Plymouth, sorry, Pontiac, like aftermarket wheels, and they were really weird. If anyone knows what they are, focus in, there we go. Oh, Smiths, that's what it says. I thought it said Sports or something, but no, Smiths. They were really weird looking wheels. Of this like Pontiac 2-door long front end thing. I don't know what it was. There we are anyway. There were loads of American cars there for some reason, like American spec Jeeps, Chryslers, bunch of other stuff as well. Then there's these ones. Now I know for a fact I had a set of 4 of these because I wouldn't have taken them if there was only 3 of them, but the other one must have fallen out in the bag when the bag ripped. Which is a shame because now I can't sell them as a set, so that's a bit annoying. But there we are anyway. Set of 3. They were difficult to remove. There was a set of 4 that were custom. There were these wheels that were sort of plasti dipped in this glittery black, like dip stuff, whatever it was. And I tried to remove them, but the screwdriver broke, so I couldn't remove them anymore. And I had to go home because I couldn't remove any more centre caps. Anyway, then there's this one, which I think is off a Toyota Celica. There's only one that I could remove. There was 2 or 3 that were on there, but I couldn't remove the other ones, so this one was the only one I could remove. This was fairly easy, but I think it's because the ring's a bit bent. Can you see that? So it must be because it's lost a lot of tension in the ring. So there we are. Then there's this one. Did I have 2 of these? I thought I had 2 of these. Anyway, I would have 2 sets, but these were really hard to remove, so I didn't even bother with the other ones. There we are, it's just a Rover one. This one's a Miata centre cap, and there was, I think, 3 wheels that were with these, but I couldn't remove them from the front. I had to. This was the only one that I could remove because I could bash it out from the back. I actually thought they might have been factory glued onto the wheel, and they weren't removable because it was so difficult to remove, but no, I couldn't. So I removed this one and it was good, so I think I'll keep it. I probably got like nearly 10 of these. It was like 8 or 9 of these I got, and I can't find a single one other than this. So it must be that I either left them behind with the Chrysler centre caps and the other wheel trims, or they fell out the bag. So it's a shame, but there we are. I've got so many more to do. I might even have to do this into 2 parts. There was a set of 4 of these, but I could only remove 2. This was a Fiat, I think it was a Fiat Punto or Fiat Panda. These were difficult to remove, I think. One of the chrome bits chipped on one of them, and then the other one I couldn't remove very well because it was at a weird angle, and it was kind of the wheels were covered by like brambles and all that. So anyway, I'd have, I think, 2 sets of these if it wasn't for the fact that I couldn't remove them very well. They were really hard to remove. You can see I kind of scratched them when I tried to remove them. But this was off like an MG, one of those two-door sporty things. You used to see them around fairly often, but they don't really exist very much anymore. So yeah, there were two of those vehicles on top of each other, and I can only remove one set. So then there's these four. These are from a Renault Traffic, and these are original. I have one that I found ages ago that had no ring and had a couple of more clips than this. I think I had like 5 or 6 clips, but they must have been like a Chinese seller ones. These ones are genuine because I have the rings and all that and the original part numbers. So there we are. Then there's a set of 4 of these, or there's a set of 3 with an odd one. There was 2 cars on top of each other. 2 of them were from one car, and then 2 were from another car. But this one's odd, so I think what happened is they must have lost one and replaced it with the wrong type. But this one's all good. These ones are good. This is a Honda Civic. I think it was a Honda Civic Type R. No, I can't remember what it was now. There we are. Anyway, really weird material. It's like a mix between. It looks like plastic, but sounds like really weird metal. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, then there are these Saab ones. I'll get to this box in a minute. Then there are these Saab ones. And I'd have loads of these. I'd have like 20 or 30 of these because there were loads of Saabs everywhere. It's just I took these ones because I couldn't really decide if I could sell them or not, so I didn't take them. But yeah, 6 is enough. Then there's these 2. I'd have 2 sets of these, but they were hard to remove, so I didn't really get to. But yeah, there we are. The more I think about this, I think it's more worth going back for them. But there we go. Anyway, there's 2 of them. They're really big centre caps in comparison to these ones. Are really big centre caps alone. They're still much bigger than that. This is like an average size centre cap in comparison. So they are quite big centre caps. There we are. Not quite sure what they're from other than like a SUV thing. Then there's this one, which is, there was 2 of these, but one broke. I tried to remove one with a screwdriver from here, and this entire edge piece here just broke off because it was so brittle. But this one's all good. This one's actually surprisingly strong for what it is. It's kind of like it's not brittle, I can tell you that much, but yeah, this one's definitely a keeper. Then there's a set of 4 of these from a Ford KA, and these are genuine parts. And it was from a really nice conditioned car as well, so there we are. It was a Mark 1 Ford KA, so it must have been full of rust at the bottom, but the bodywork itself, the outside bodywork, looked fine. Then there's these 4, and unfortunately these 2 clips broke when I tried to remove it. The cap itself kind of slid. I tried to remove it and the cap kind of slid down the wheel almost, so the cap was off centre, which was really weird, but I can't sell that unfortunately, but I'm sure I can sell these as individuals. I'm sure someone out there would want one. So I'll see how it goes. Anyway, that one's useless, so I guess I'll keep that one. Then there's these 4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these ones with all these other centre caps because there's loads of them. So these are Jaguar ones, and these are extremely rattly on the wheels. Like I basically touched them with my finger, and it came off like half a centimetre, and they kind of just fell out the wheel. So I don't know how these even managed to stay on at all. But yeah. Anyway, there's a set of 4 of them. There were a few Jaguars, but not as many as I would have thought there were. But there we are. Then I'm going to go with these ones. Now, I'm in the middle of restoring these ones because they're corroded, and these are very, very valuable. So these ones are, at the moment, 128 quid for a brand new set. 128 quid, which is nuts. But so I think after a restoration, like a full restoration, all the badges and stuff. Hold on, where's the Vauxhall badge? All the Vauxhall badges have been taking the paint off of them. After it's been sanded down and resprayed and all that, and all restored, I think I can get 80 for them. I can push 80 for the set, which is nuts. But these are for like a Vauxhall Corsa, I think. they're in like 4 or 5 pieces. These centre caps have a lot of different parts to them, but yeah, this is what they look like now, and they should look like almost brand new or like brand new when I'm finished with them, which is nice. So yeah, and these Mazda centre caps are just ones from these, which I'll get to in another video. So at the moment now, I'm just sanding the corrosion down, making sure it's completely smooth, and then coating them with primer, spray painting them, putting clear coat on them, and then I think done really after I've assembled them again, and they should look like brand new. So that's good. So there we are. Now I'm going to end this video and get on to the larger centre caps, because this video has gone on 15 minutes already.